Before we can even begin to talk about different representations of witches on screen, in literature, and in art, and how they differ from each other and what they have to actually say about witches, we first have to define what a witch is, and the different types of witches and witchcraft that can commonly be found in different forms of media. The word witch is a broad one that can mean very different things and call upon very different imagery based on the context and time in which it is used. And this has caused a lot of problems in the past. One prominent example in recent memory being the book burnings during the Harry Potter craze of the 90s and early 2000s, when some readers drew similarities between J.K. Rowling's generic-style witches to the biblical satanic witches from the purges of the 1500s, casting her words into the fire just as their ancestors had done with supposed heretics. Merriam-Webster defines a witch as one that is credited with usually malignant supernatural powers, especially a woman practicing usually black witchcraft, often with the aid of a devil or familiar. Now, in my opinion, this definition has some issues, and we're gonna get to that. But for now, it works well enough as a frame to allow us to go over the most frequently occurring types of witches in media. Probably the most common type of witch that you can find in film and other media is the satanic witch, which you could also find being referred to as a biblical witch or an Abrahamic witch, who derives their powers from a direct sexual relationship with Satan, like the witches in Rosemary's Baby or Hocus Pocus. These are the Salem witch trial brand of witches that were actually put to death in real life. There's the sword and shield high fantasy witch that was most common in the 1980s, and appeared in works like The Sword and the Sorcerer, Sorceress, The Lord of the Rings, Troll, Berserk, The Black Cauldron, Fire and Ice, and Dead Time stories. The source of their magic is typically not very well explained, and are the least based in reality out of all of the witches. It is most common here also to find male witches out of all of these subcategories, often referred to as wizards, warlocks, magi, conjurers, magicians, or sorcerers. They may be part animal, frequently are nude, usually are accompanied by some sort of ancient magical object, and are common still in many video games, television shows,